Thank you, Moira. Hi, my name is Eric Baker, Assistant Director for Digital Communications at the DFR Lab. We just heard about some of the difficulties women face around the globe online and gleaned solutions from our incredible panelists' insight into gender-specific disinformation and where social media platforms have responded effectively, where they fall short, and the consequences of that gap. Next, we move to the battle for the International Telecommunication Union, or the ITU, the UN agency in charge of setting standards for telecommunication services and devices worldwide. Here to share his perspective into the struggle for internet governance is a representative from the Internet Society, Director of Internet Growth and Trust, Hosein Badran. Hosein, take it away.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Eric. It's really a great pleasure to be here today at the Open Summit to speak about this important topic of the condensed and concentrated effort that China and Russia is doing at the ITU. If you could go to the first slide, please. As I mentioned, there is a concentrated effort led by China and supported by Russia and others to revamp the internet architecture, not only from an architecture perspective, but also from a governance and allocation of critical internet resources perspective. And this effort has been underway for several years, pre-2018, and has generated lots of discussion, apprehension within the International Telecommunication Union, telecommunication sector. If we go to the second slide, please. In this talk, I'll explain what the NewIP, the term that they have used to explain or to name this proposal, or this initiative that China has led, and then see what are the main concerns of this proposal and its impact on the internet as we know it today, and then what should we as a community related to the internet really do. So NewIP is a proposal that Huawei, the Chinese conglomerate, has put forward in the ITUT as early as 2018 and formally in 2019. Basically, and the proposal said very explicitly for a new network architecture, network protocols, to extend and redesign the traditional IP or the internet that we know today, supporting a host of new internet, new services for a new internet. And these services are to be defined, have not been very clearly defined. And with the new internet here, they really address key components of the internet architecture that the internet is based on, regarding addressing, regarding how delay is handled within the network, and also asking for a very high throughput across a global internet architecture. And this kind of approach is really redesigning and revamping the internet as we know it, and will have to start from scratch, and will cause very key concerns that we have. And these concerns, next slide, please, can be summarized in a few points. And the community has echoed these concerns as well, as we will see. So this new architecture will really cause a huge issue of interoperability with the existing internet that has been there for decades, and has been shown its capability to evolve and address issues or new services, new high bandwidth and domestic delay services can be addressed with this internet. This new proposal lacks interoperability with existing internet. And this will cause, no doubt, to internet fragmentation, as we know it, which is really a very drastic negative consequence to the internet as we know it. And innovation, while innovation is very important to evolve the internet, and open innovation is key to evolve internet protocols, but it has to be incremental. That was we have seen to be successful evolution of the internet as we know it. So evolution and not revolution is the key to evolve the internet through incremental innovation. And here, a case in point is content distribution networks that many Facebook and Google use, for example, to provide services to the network edge. In addition, the capital investment that has gone to build and deploy internet networks by key worldwide operators and regional and local operators, all this capital investment will be at risk once a new architecture, a new hardware is deployed. Next slide, please. And these concerns have been echoed by key community members. Next slide, please. Here, the case in point is the European Telecommunication Network Operators Association, or short ETNO. And ETNO had put a position in December 2018 and 20, saying very, very clearly that this proposal will basically put at risk the high investment devoted in telecoms network infrastructures on a global basis, because we're going to deploy new hardware that will be completely different from the existing hardware, putting all the investment that has been done over the years, which is billions of dollars, at risk. In addition, the work that's being proposed to be done at the ITU-T, and T here stands for telecommunication standardization sector, really overlaps with work being incorporated or done in other standard development organizations, namely the IETF, the Internet Engineering Task Force, which is the premium place where internet protocols are developed in a multi-stakeholder fashion, quite different from the approach that the ITU-T does. So this kind of duplication will result in really fragmentation of the internet and coming up protocols that don't interoperate. In addition, there's a very strong concern that we have seen the internet evolve and mature and be successful because of the approach of developing internet protocols is open, multi-stakeholder, and bottom-up in nature. And as I mentioned, the IETF, Internet Engineering Task Force, is the home of the internet protocol development. And this is a multi-stakeholder environment where all parties have the same level of voice to share their experience and their devotion to building internet protocols. It is quite different from the ITU-T, which is a government-led international organization where governments have the power to make votes and decide on international standards. Other entities like civil society or academia can be sector members. They can participate, but they cannot vote. So here it's quite different environment, and we see successful evolution in the internet is done through an open multi-stakeholder and bottom-up fashion for standardization. Next slide, please. So what are the key points here moving forward? What is next? What has happened is that through 24 months within the ITU-T, the debate has gone through to standardize a new NewIP protocol suite. And this has not been successful until December 2020, where the ITU-T has voted to really stop discussion of the proposal and not make it a formal new work item to come up with a new standard. But unfortunately, this has not put a stop to the debate or to the efforts by the proponents of the proposal, mainly particularly China and supported by Russia and other states, to bring elements into of the NewIP proposal back to the ITU-T to create new work items or standardization paths. And we have seen this in the March meeting, for example, of the ITU-T, where new proposals came in under different names, under different titles. Polymorphic networking, for example, or immerse and real-time communications, which is really the same elements that we have seen in the NewIP proposal, which shows a determination of the proponents of the NewIP proposal to seek alternate paths, even still within the ITU-T, to come up with the standards that help them build a new internet from an architecture perspective and a completely new model from a governance perspective. And this is quite interest to the internet as we know it. So the key elements here that this community has to take part in is vigilance within the standardization bodies, within the ITU-T, within other standardization bodies like 3GPP or ETSI or others, to make sure that similar proposals are being scrutinized, are being addressed in the right way. And then collaboration between partners of like-minded and with common interest to preserve the internet and allow it to evolve and innovate in a multi-stakeholder fashion. So this is really a key direction that help evolve the internet in a way that is successful and that's beneficial to all stakeholders including operators, telecom providers, ISPs, civil society, consumer associations, and the internet community as a whole. Allow it to grow in a multi-stakeholder fashion, which is the successful recipe for evolution of the internet as we know it, to support current as well as future services. So this is what I wanted to share regarding the NewIP proposal that China is leading, supported, as I mentioned, by Russia and other entities. Next slide, please. Final slide. So thank you so much for your kind attention, and really looking forward to future collaboration with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Hosein. While words like multi-stakeholder or acronyms like the ITU can seem technocratic, clearly competition in these spaces matter immensely to the struggle for human rights globally.